They've been outlawed in Prince George's County, considered fire hazards. Raves. They are the hottest craze on the party scene. If you haven't heard of the growing fad, a rave is an all-night dance party with up to 1,000 participants. The night team's Kai Jackson takes us into the world of late-night raves.
Basically, it's just a bunch of people who want to get together and dance.
It's like having fun at school. How far have you gone for raves? How far have you gone?
As far as New York, Long Island.
To teenagers, raves might be considered the best thing since MTV. Just as rap music and baggy clothes and espresso have come to symbolize 90s fad culture, raves are quickly making their mark.
The whole point of a rave is to meet as many people as you possibly can, have fun, and of course, if you don't like the music, there's not much point to a rave. I mean, people come to dance all night.
Europeans take credit for starting raves in the late 80s. They crossed the Atlantic about 2 years ago. Rave music is described as techno. It's all electronic and there's no singing. And there's a reason.
I think that kind of symbolizes the whole rave scene in a sense, in that the music doesn't have vocals. People just, they don't want to be told what to do.
For this rave, the promoters actually flew in a well-known British DJ.
Well, I think the reason why it's so popular is because the clubs that are really not catering for the kids with this type of music, which is why this is happening.
Before this rave begins, there's a lot of setting up to do. Most of the parties have anywhere from 300 to 1,000 people. They're often held in old warehouses, some of which are fire hazards and not up to city codes. The owner of this building says his is safe.
I was not nearly as interested in the profits as I was in trying to help the youngsters to get a place that was safe and away from the houses where they wouldn't disturb anyone.
Raves have also been tainted by other controversy, primarily drugs. Many admit there has been drug use at raves, but those in the know say it's not widespread nor typical.
We generally have 8 to 12 security people inside the party walking around, and I mean, they can't catch everybody, but the bottom line is there's not haphazard and abusive drug use going on throughout the whole party. I mean, people are here to dance.
The point of going to a rave is not to do drugs. It's mainly to dance because you can't hear this music anywhere else.
Here's a typical place where you can find out some information about a rave, a music store. On the counter, information about the rave tonight in Baltimore. Also, a rave coming up in Philadelphia, as well as raves happening later on this month. This information is pretty straightforward, unlike raves of the past where you had to travel to a couple of places before you found the party. Ravers say anyone is welcomed at a rave except a person with an ego.
There's not a status thing like in a club scene where, you go in and people are like, standing there with an attitude. You don't have that at a rave.
And ravers say this new type of party isn't just a social event, it's a form of expression.
We need something positive, and so far this is what we've come up with.
For the night team, Kai Jackson, Channel 13, Eyewitness News.
Getting into a rave party will run you about $15, and you must be 18 or older. Raves go from 10 at night to 10 in the morning, and once you're in, you stay in.
Takes me back to my youth.
Well, yeah, I'd have to be pretty young to be up from 10 at night to 10 in the morning.
Yes.
About 5, I start saying, let me out.
A little blue light in the middle of the floor and the Victrola that you cranked. Yes, it was a wonderful time.
You had popcorn with milk, didn't you?
That's about it.